Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I have some gorgeous cutting dies from Spellbinders. My friend Debbie and I made some pretty cards, so we'd love to show them to you. So come play with us. So let's start with the Candlewick Grand Pocket. This is just beautiful, and as you can see, Debbie used it in a very different way. Well, first of all, I should show you that on the back of all of the Spellbinder packages, they have a project specific to that particular cutting die, which I think is great. Not all companies do that, so you get a bonus project right there along with the one we're giving you. So they use it here as a pocket. Debbie did this great thing where she took two of these images and die cut them from pink cardstock, and she just made her background with that, really. So she glued them in opposite corners, and then they've got wonderful, which is an extra bonus, these little flower cutting dies, and she nested those together, and then she used pastel flatback pearls, which are a really great thing to have in your craft stash. I would encourage you to grab those, as well as some dazzle, long dazzle greetings. Let's take a look at this next one. All right. On this one, this uses the Candlewick canopy, okay? And I used it, well, I guess really in the opposite direction. So on the back here, they show it, two of them mixed together, one gold and one ivory, and layered them, which is really a beautiful idea. And on this one, the package shows that the point goes up here. I just thought, what the heck, I'm gonna have the point go down here so you can use it in any direction that you'd like. I made some foam flowers to use with my card, but otherwise I just cut this out of white cardstock. Very easy to put together. And finally, we have sort of a non-traditional Christmas card. This is Candlewick Petticoats. This uses Christmas Sparkle paper pack, which is available now, ready to ship. So grab that while you can. And let me show you, I'll kind of step this one out a little bit and show you how I put this together. So the petticoat cutting die comes with 3 different dies. So what I did here was I used this die right here. It's kind of a little odd one, like what is this edger for? So I cut a rectangle of paper and then I used the edger at the top and at the bottom, and it made this great shape, okay? So I put that first on my card like this, okay? And then I took the second 2 dies right here, and I placed also on another rectangle of white cardstock this time. This is sort of the inner die, which gives you those great details, and then you need to push this outer edger around it to actually cut the shape out. So I did that on the bottom and then turned it, leaving a space here, and did it on the top as well. All right? And then I placed that here. Ooh, I'm way out of frame. There we go. Place that right here. So you see you're just getting the silhouette of that first shape. All right? And then I just took a strip of paper, of the same paper that I did the first silhouette shape out of. There we go. And then I put that right across the center. And then I used a new cutting die, Christmas cheer cutting die from hot off the press. And I just placed that across the center. There we go. And I cut that out of both white cardstock and hammered gold, so it would sort of have a little shadow there. And then used some really beautiful sparklets. I believe these are Coral Coast, which is just a lovely combination with this sort of peaches and coral, a little ribbon here, and also these lovely white hydrangeas. Love that. The next set of dies is the edged corner set, and on the back of this one you can see that they used the die cut pieces in the corners of a square card, which is a beautiful idea. On this particular card, Debbie did something really different, which I love. First of all, she used this shape right here at the top of a rectangle and the bottom of a rectangle to give it shape. Okay, and then she just went ahead and did a little fussy cutting to connect those 2 shapes. She took the next one right here and she first colored some cardstock, just some white cardstock, with lavender blue cosmic shimmer. and then she let that dry thoroughly and then placed this cutting die twice on that cardstock separately, cut out 2 different shapes, and then she placed them on this paper and then cut out around them, which I thought was so clever. She used the flowers here out of the both blue and green cardstocks, not blue, out of the cardstock that she colored blue using the lavender blue cosmic shimmer, and she did that out of the flowers as well. Just really, really beautiful. I love that card. And for our next one, this one is the Exquisite Topper. And when I made this card, I took the dies. There's 3 dies in the set. I should give you a peek here. Here we go. And on the back, got this beautiful card where they used this die here, here, and then sort of a waterfall effect, which I thought was beautiful. So I cut it out one time from white cardstock using all 3 dies. So when you use all 3 dies like this, the main die and the edgers like this, this is the shape you're going to get. And so I glued that on my card front just on 3 sides, so I made a little pocket. Okay, and then I should also mention that this is the Abundant Florals paper pack, which is new from hot off the press. Check that out, it's available to ship now. And also from 49 and Market, these are the, what color is that? The Stormy color flowers. And some ribbon and some sparklets to just make that just pop. And then this card uses the same die, but I wanted to show you that you can also do fancy edges with these. So what I did here was I just made did the card and folded this, and then I made a little closure with some ribbon, which you just slide right off. Oops, my ribbon is caught. There we go. And then on the inside, had a little greeting there. Let me show you how I did this one. So I cut my card down to about a 5-inch square, and I'm going to make a gatefold card. I don't even need to score this really, so I'm just going to go ahead and fold here. Pretty lightweight cardstock. There we go. And then open that up, and then along the edge, I'm going to put this one and this one. So as you can see, it's going to stay intact here along the fold, but it's going to cut away everything to the right of this cutting edge. Okay, so that's going to fall away, and then I do the same thing on the opposite side, just turning the cutting die. Okay, so that's how I got those 2 decorative edges. It was really, really easy to do. I wanted to share that with you. Okay, so the last one we have here is the lace card front. And I'm going to actually build a card with you. Oh, here we go. So I've covered this card. This is a piece from the Abundant Florals. It's just a nice ivory piece, and I just went around the edges and did a little inking with some sort of mossy green ink. And then here are the die cut pieces that I've also done from the Abundant Florals. And I used the 2 shades of green, a darker green and sort of a nice mossy green. And let me show you how I did these. So for this particular shape right here, I've already got my fold here, I used both of the dies, it's a 2 die piece set, and oops, I have this one upside down. That. All right, so these 2 pieces made this beautiful piece right here. And then to do sort of a shadow or a back, then I only used this piece right here. Okay, so we're done with those. And what I want to do is I want to adhere this to this, okay? But that's a lot of intricate work. So I'm going to use Sticky Specs, which is just this wonderful micro adhesive. They're just little honeycomb pieces of adhesive, and I'll show you how to use those in a moment. So the first thing I'm going to do, though, is I don't need the sticky, whoops, throw my glue. I don't need the sticky specs for this first piece, because it is not detailed. And I'm going to glue this first piece right here, and it's got some folds on here. where the die does this great scoring for you, and I should point that out. We can zoom in a little bit, Houston. Right here, this piece does not cut out. It is a score line. So when you die cut your piece, you can cut it from a piece that's much larger and then just trim that left edge off and you'll have a score line. So I really appreciate that because it just wraps around the back of my card like that. All right, so let's get to use the sticky specs. So here's a sheet of sticky specs. I like saying that word. And it's got every sheet, this has got 4 sheets in the package. So it's got a top sheet on every one. It's going to be sticky for me. Here we go. And you're just going to place that right there. All right, make sure you get that top sheet on, just smooth it out. Oops. There we go. All right, and now you're just gonna lift it off. Oops, it left a little one of my pieces on there. We're just gonna take that off. Surprise, surprise. And now we're gonna place this, it's all nice and sticky on the back. So I'm going to place this a little bit offset of my original mat here. I want it to have a little bit of a darker edge on the right side. Okay, and I'm going to place that, and I've already got my folded edge there. All right, and I'm going to make sure everything connects. And I have this little piece that went ahead and popped off, so I'm going to put that right there. Okay, all is well. And now, so this is the direction of my card, so now I have some flowers. Oops. I'm just going to put that right there. Here. Kind of have to get those little stems in the back secured. And here, and I want sort of a loose cluster of those. And then I've got a cutting die here, and this is from hot off the press's new 8 labels for your greetings cutting dies. And this is the dovetail one, and I went ahead and just die cut that, and then also used a penny black stamp for that. And if you want to know each specific one, if you click on this particular image with any of the products from the paper pack or from our webisode, it'll give you the supply list and links to where all of these products are. All right, so I've got my glue on the back, and then I want to just put that overlapping the bottom edge. Make sure I'm straight here. I feel like I'm a little good. Turn that over. I'm going to trim away the excess. There we go. And I've got one last little flower. I'm going to put that right there. Now, I have one little added touch. I'm going to use, these are Winter's Evergreen Sparklets. Whoops, and I just spilled some. I like to just dump some right out on the table there and use my glue. And then I'm just going to put a little dot of glue on some of these flower centers. Here we go. There's your butterfly. And I'm just going to take some of these little rhinestones and put them right there, and it just adds just enough sparkle. And I just love adding sparklets to my cards. Nice little finishing touch. Can be as glitzy as you'd like. Okay, there we go. There you go. Okay, so as you can see, these cutting dies from Spellbinders are really versatile and they're fun to play with. So definitely check out our Money Saver. It's on the right side of your screen. If you're watching us on YouTube, check in the description below for the links to the Money Saver as well as the links to paperwishes.com, where you can see more videos and find all kinds of crafting goodies. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next week.